What's going on, everyone? Today I'm joined by Ricardo, who's a real estate investor out of Florida, and we're going to dive into how he's been using our virtual assistants to handle lead generation, lead management, and basically helping him stay consistent with outreach and keeping his pipeline full and organized without everything falling on his shoulders. And Ricardo, you've actually been working with us, I think, for about 3 years, maybe even a little
Yep.
bit more.
Yeah. A little over
So yeah, a little over 3 years, and so I'm excited that you agreed to do this interview with us. This is gonna be super fun. By the way, my name is Ephraim. I'm the founder of Lead Virtual, where we help business owners scale their operations by building and managing remote assistant teams. And Ricardo, do you mind just giving everyone a quick overview of your business and kind of what you focus on today?
Yeah. So, actually, I mean, still focus on the same thing as when I started 3 years ago,
Yeah,
wholesaling, right?
yeah,
So, that's kind of like what my major focus is on. I had
yeah.
a couple different markets. It took me some time to figure things out. But yeah, now we're pretty much dialed in, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And did you always start with a VA or did you start wholesaling just doing everything yourself first?
Actually, I did start on my own.
Okay.
I think I did it for like the first 6 months, and it was like, yo, this is for the birds.
Yeah.
I can't do everything because
Yeah.
for the most part, when you start as an investor, most people
Yep.
are have W-2s.
Yep. Yep.
I'm a fireman here in Florida,
Yep.
so it was like, getting my butt handed at work, coming
Yep.
home exhausted,
Yep.
and now having to follow up with leads
Yep.
while I was even doing postcards at the time, and I was like, yo, like I'm missing out on these calls,
Yep. Right.
you know? Yeah, dude. So yeah, I did start, and then I jumped in to hiring my first VA, which
Yep.
is Faith. She's been with me since the beginning.
She
Well,
has.
I'd say,
Yeah.
6 months alone, and then I started with her,
Yeah.
and man, it was just godsend, bro.
Yeah.
It definitely helped me out a lot.
Yeah. Well, and you poured a lot into your VA training and stuff like that, which we'll get into. But I know the feeling when, especially in real estate, to have to do the lead generation, lead management, lead conversion, and disposition, to do all that yourself, things definitely fall out of the cracks, and you can't stop your marketing, right? But if you're the only one that's doing it by yourself, and then you're trying to do your follow-up, but then now you're not marketing, so you kind of are stuck in this loop. Was there a moment that you're like, I need to bring somebody on? Like, what made you say I need to bring somebody on, like right
So
now?
I'm a part of the sub two community, and they
Okay.
were doing like their challenge and stuff like that, and they
Yep.
basically kind of like showed us how easy it is to start your business within like a day or two.
Yeah.
They started right away with a VA, and I'm
Yeah.
like, forget it,
So
I'm
I
hiring
need.
my VA.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, and then that's kind of like what pushed me to do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And the first thing I think that you delegated was cold calling, right? If I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
hmm
Yeah. Awesome. What was that transition like? What was the training? How long did it take for Faith, for your VA to kind of catch up to
So
things?
So here's the one thing that I will tell people,
Yeah.
right? And this I learned that through watching that training.
Yeah.
It's, Faith came in trained and everything and all, like she was great, but you want to train them to your way
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
I literally spent 9 months with Faith,
Yeah.
just getting her to where I wanted her to do things my way
Right.
you know.
Right.
So you have to spend time with them. You can't just come in and be like, all right, boom, make my calls. No, that's not how it does. You have to spend time with them.
Yeah.
But if you spend, and what I mean is maybe an hour or two,
Yep.
when you
Yep.
have time,
Yep.
but for sure, at least 2 or 3 times a week,
Correct.
you know,
Yep.
and you want to build that
Not set and
culture.
forget. Yep.
Yeah, you want to build a culture too. It's
Yep.
not just like, hey, call. No, like you
Yep.
trying to build a culture with
Yep.
them. And I can't say nothing about Faith. She was awesome from the get-go, and then she just continues, helping me grow my business.
Yeah. That's awesome. And again, you I know spend a lot of time with the training and making sure that, like you said, um they're trained, but you also want to train them in the way that, you want them to do things. And so I think a lot of people it's like hiring anybody here. If you're hiring an employee, you don't just give them a laptop and have them figure things out. You kind of have to guide them, check in with them. And so I noticed that the people that do really well are the ones that have at least a weekly check-in with their team, if not, bi-weekly or something like that, just to kind of lead. You have to be a leader and be able to lead your team. And
Yes.
so, what does your day look like now compared to maybe the 6, 7 months that you were doing everything yourself?
And Honestly, well, now that we're growing, I got a second VA now.
It's awesome. Yep.
Now it's just literally for the most part just focused on um acquisition side, just calling and trying to get the deals locked up, following up and stuff. Which honestly, I really don't do even much of that anymore.
Yep.
Faith for the most part does it for me, and then I just get on
Yep.
the phone when it's time to kind of like lock in the deal,
Yep.
you know. So
Yep.
yeah, dude, it's definitely been great working with her. Um, and I'm telling you, she does more than enough, like more than I can even tell
Yep.
you guys from cleaning list,
Yep.
skip tracing,
Yep.
uploading list, you know, uh, ordering my mailers.
Yep.
Dude, it's yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. So it basically frees you up to do the thing that actually makes you money, which is give offers
exactly,
to property owners, right?
exactly.
So that's great. Hey, if a business owner is watching this and they're kind of on the fence about hiring virtual assistants, they've never hired anybody across the globe, what would you tell them?
Honestly, if they are, I would do it right away, but there's a little caveat. Like
Yeah,
you need to be ready to spend time with them
correct.
to get them to where you want to be.
Yeah,
This isn't just call, no,
yeah,
because you will fail.
yeah,
Like you need to spend time with them and make sure they know who you are, they
right.
know how you like things done.
Yeah,
Make sure you know what you're doing so you can
correct.
train them as well.
Yeah,
Like, because you can't just come here like, all right, green leads. Like, okay, what are we doing? Like, where are we
yeah,
going? You know
right.
what I mean? You can't do that because you're literally just coming in and expecting, greatness
Yeah,
when you don't know what you're doing either. Like,
correct.
so you need to come in and know what it is that you're
Yeah.
you're you're doing. Have
Well,
it dialed in a little bit.
yeah,
Okay, what's our market?
yeah, yeah,
Where are we skip tracing?
yeah,
So, like how to skip trace?
yeah,
But because you for the most part the VAs will know, but you may use a different skip tracing service.
correct. Yeah. You gotta,
You
yeah,
know?
provide, yeah, guidance.
Yeah, you have to be it and it will take, in my opinion, somewhere between 3 to 6 months,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
to get them dialed in. But man, it is such a blessing
yeah,
once they're dialed in and you really don't got to think about any of it. Just start closing
yeah.
deals.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. Hey, before we wrap up, if people want to learn more about what you're doing or connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, I'm on Instagram, at Ricardo/Obregon01,
Okay,
right? So hit me up there. Okay.
awesome.
Probably the best place to do it in.
Awesome. Thanks again, Ricardo, for joining and sharing your experience. If you're a business owner and you're curious about how virtual assistants can support your operations, feel free to reach out. You can DM me or go to leadvirtual.com. Thanks.
Later.